Congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers, your 2020 NBA champs. Can they do it again in 2021? That is yet to be seen, but they are the favorites at plus 400. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Let's break down some NBA odds for next season, 2021. Okay, so why are the Lakers the favorites? Well, because they got King James and they got AD, two out of the best 5 players there probably on our planet, right? I mean, you look at the Lakers roster, and it's not really a championship type of roster when you take away LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They're just not very good. Rajon Rondo played some very, very important minutes, and Rajon Rondo is more at the end of his career. Playoff Rondo, right? Did really well. But if they can add a piece or two, I mean, LA can get even better. Now, Father Time is undefeated, although he's getting a run for his money there against Tom Brady in the NFL and against LeBron James, who's 35 years old and still flying around like a crazy man. We shall see how LeBron comes back next year. I don't see him really losing a step next year. I really don't, man. So the Lakers at plus 400, I can understand it. The Clippers at plus 600. Now, the Clippers, remember what happened at Boston in 2018 where they went to the Eastern Conference Finals and Jason Tatum played really well as a rookie and Kyrie Irving was hurt and scary Terry Rozier turned into scary Terry. And then everybody's like, well, with Kyrie Irving coming back in 2019, man, they can win the title. And Gordon Hayward coming back. Also, man, they can really do this thing. Well, the chemistry just did not work. Right? They didn't get the most out of Gordon Hayward. Kyrie Irving was a problem. Scary Terry was scared. Terry, I don't know. Maybe I'm being unjust to Terry Rozier, but it just the chemistry did not work. Jason Tatum was not himself in year 2, and they ended up getting rid of Kyrie Irving. Now the Clippers at plus 600. I mean, you looked at them on paper, and you're like, this team's got an awesome chance to win the title. They were terrible against Denver, up 3-1, lost 4-3. And what happened in that fourth quarter was telling, man. I mean, they had some chemistry issues. Doc Rivers is gone, right? Lou Williams was not the same in the bubble. Montrezl Harrell, it just didn't. Paul George was kind of up and down. And Kawhi was kind of up and down in that last series against Denver. Will it all come together next season? That is yet to be seen. At plus 600, okay value. Very, very talented team. But, obviously, we're all a little worried, right? Because they have talent and they need to win more. Okay, so the Warriors at plus 700. I think this offers great value. With Steph and Klay Thompson both walking through that door, fans. Okay, and Draymond Green, I mean, they got a nice core. They got a chance to look at some young players this past season. And I'm excited to see the Warriors get back to their winning ways in 2021 here at plus 700. And I'm anxious to see the Brooklyn Nets at plus 1,200. Now, that love triangle has to work with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and new coach Steve Nash. That's going to be obviously very, very important. But did you see what the Nets did in the bubble? They were so competitive. They had so many injuries, and they played so hard. Right? Spencer Dinwiddie didn't play. They had a ton of players out. Okay, so I love their supporting cast. I really, really like that roster. And if Kevin Durant comes back to playing the way he played back in before the injury, plus 1,200 would seem like amazing value for the Nets. Also at plus 1,200, the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. I just love everything the Heat are about, man. Just their culture and developing young players, Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, and what Jimmy Butler showed in the playoffs this past season, getting to the finals, and Eric Spoelstra getting the most out of his players. I just love what the Heat are about, right? So plus 1,200 offers good value. Boston at plus 1,200. I'm anxious to see another year of Jaylen Brown and another year of Jason Tatum. These guys are still developing, right? These wings are dangerous. Now, Marcus Smart, one of the best defenders in the league, played really well in the playoffs. Kemba Walker did not, right? Can we see Kemba Walker healthy? To see these 4 players really getting together and playing together could take Boston to another level. Now, I think they got to get stronger in the paint, a lot stronger in the paint. We shall see what happens. Gordon Hayward, God, man, I really wish he could stay healthy and get back to that level where he played for Utah. That might be just a pipe dream at this point, but he's a nice piece. Boston, they are very intriguing. Okay, and a couple other intriguing clubs here that offer interesting value. How about Denver at plus 2,000? Keep an eye on Michael Porter Jr., right? Jamal Murray and Jokic, man, they play like superstars in the playoffs. Okay, they seem to be getting better also every year here. If Michael Porter Jr. stays healthy and kind of turns into that third wheel there, that's going to be good for Denver. Okay, at plus 2,000. I think they learned a lot with their experiences here in the last two playoffs. And I think it's interesting. I think they could compete next year. Now, the Sixers at plus 3,300. I'm telling you, man, Ben Simmons style play. In today's NBA, you got to be able to hit shots from the outside, especially in the fourth quarter, especially if you're one of the best players on the team, right? And I just don't see it. Joel Embiid, I mean, just the pedigree there, they just don't have it. But Doc Rivers, he's got a way of bringing people together. So we shall see what happens chemistry-wise out there in Philadelphia. And keep an eye on the Phoenix Suns here in the next few years. Now, they're plus 4,000 and win the whole thing next year. 8-0 in the bubble. They got some really nice pieces, young players. Devin Booker really getting better by the year. And they got some money to spend here in free agency. We shall see. Maybe they get a big man or something that makes them a legitimate competitor there in the West. We shall see what happens. It's going to be a great season. I'm very anxious for next season. The Bucks, I forgot to talk about the Bucks here at plus 1,000. It seems like they've cried wolf one too many times, doesn't it? I mean, really, they just seem kind of like a regular season team here at this point, Milwaukee. And there's going to be some changes here in the offseason, right? So at plus 1,000, you still got the Greek god there, the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's great. Milwaukee plays well in the regular season, but in the playoffs, I've yet to see that same team, right? But maybe with a change or two here in the offseason, Milwaukee could be a very strong competitor. We shall see. I'll talk to you soon. For everything regarding the world of betting, you can go to oddshark.com. Bye-bye now.